Excuse me, sir, is this the Delta House?
Sure. Come on in.
They have cold beer and action on the game.
I'm shocked to find that gambling is going on in here.
It's time for the Degenerates Next Door.
Dollar bills, y'all.
This is a national championship edition of the Degenerates Next Door. I'm Jason Hammer. I do the Hammer and Nigel show, 93 WIBC in Indianapolis, alongside fellow gambling degenerate and former elected official and tax-cutting machine, Rob Kendall. Rob, how are you?
How about those Bears, baby? How about those Bears?
We'll get to the NFL playoffs. We're going to get there. But first, think of all the bad football games we've talked about since August, right? I have a specific segment called Degenerate Special, where I'm betting on a game that nobody, even the players, want to be a part of. But now we've got one game left, the national championship game. The Indiana Hoosiers, the Miami Hurricanes. It's in Miami, although I don't think many people feel like it's going to be a dominant home field advantage, if at all, for the Miami Hurricanes here. This started off as Indiana minus 7.5. It has gone up to 8.5 now, Rob, and a lot of money coming on these Indiana Hoosiers here. What interests you here? Is it the spread? Is it the total? What are we looking at?
Well, look, and don't ask me how I know this, but ever since the cameraman in the Texas A&M game for at Miami put a bell of danger on the camera, they've been a juggernaut.
Yeah, Miss Danger, who I believe is in the Adult Film Hall of Fame, Rob.
Is she?
She is now studying to be a lawyer in the fine campus at Coral Gables.
Isn't that how several of her films began?
Perhaps.
Well, look, 8.5 is a crap ton of points, but how many times have we said that about IU and then they covered the spread? Here's the reality, though. Miami's front four is awesome. I mean, those are some dudes, right? And really, there's only been a couple times this year where IU's run into a really stout front four. One of them that comes to mind was Iowa. They had some trouble with that. But, man, IU just scores a lot of points. I don't think Miami's offense is all that great. I think Carson Beck has certainly overachieved. But, man, that 47.5 number, it seems like a lot given how good both of these defenses are. I'll go under 47.5.
All right, so Rob is on the board with the under 47.5. I'm going to keep it rolling. I had the Hoosiers to cover against Bama. I had Hoosiers to cover against Oregon. I think Indiana covers against Miami. And I can see Miami maybe coming out of the gate, playing well early, might even have a lead. But this Indiana team, Rob, there's no stop. It's relentless. For 4 quarters, they just come at you. So if they have a bad opening quarter or a bad third quarter or whatever, they could easily snap their fingers and put 24 points on the board in the fourth quarter. That type of just relentless offense and a pretty good defense in their own right. I think Indiana wins this game. I feel like it's a 30-20 type of deal, which if my Ball State education is correct, a 10-point win covers an 8.5-point spread. I'm on the Hoosiers.
Yeah, and look, I'm all in on Indiana, too. I grabbed them at plus 420 before the tournament started, so I hope they win. Man, that is a lot of points, Hammer. You got to basically have everything go your way. You have, as they say in Tin Cup, extra large huevos.
Do you want to put your hard-earned money on Carson Beck? That's the question I have for Hurricane backers. Do you want to put your hard-earned money, and I know you guys work hard for your money, do you want to put it on the guy that looks like Steve Buscemi's character in Mr. Deeds? I don't think you do. All right, let's pivot to the NFL playoffs here. And the format of this show is you, I, and our 2 professional handicappers, Kenny and David, coming up here in just a little bit. We all pick the national championship game, but then you pick the playoff game of your choosing. It could be any game on the board, Rob. So are you going back to the well here and betting against your Chicago Bears?
Well, okay, like if I might just explain for a second. Yes, I'm betting against the Chicago Bears. I'm putting the 50 on the Rams. We've been through this last week. If the Bears are going to win 4 games to win the Super Bowl, $50 a game is $200. You would absolutely pay $200 to assure your team wins the championship at the beginning of any season. It's a bargain. But there's a spread involved here, right? And the spread right now in that game is 3.5. The Rams aren't great on defense. The Rams aren't great in cold weather. So I can't bet that spread because I could end up losing. I'm going to the Buffalo Bills. The better quarterback, getting points. I'm going to take the Bills getting 1.5.
You bum. You absolute bum. You know that was my pick. And you even took my logic. I'm the one that says the better quarterback's getting points. That's where you want to hitch your wagon. And I'll be damned if you didn't steal it. I took that game because I thought you were going to be Mr. Rams backer, you rotten sack of crap.
Well, as Rush Limbaugh once said about Barack Obama, I hope you fail.
I'm on Buffalo too, man. Listen, Buffalo right now reminds me of the 2006 Indianapolis Colts. Now, that was the year that Peyton Manning finally broke through and got to and won a Super Bowl. The years prior to that probably had better teams. The 2005 Colts team was unbelievable. The 2004 Colts team was really good, but always ran into either Brady or a Steelers defense or something. There was some excuse why they couldn't break through. And for so many years, for Josh Allen, it was Patrick Mahomes. Well, Mahomes isn't around right now. So I kind of got that 2006 Colts feel to where Buffalo's had better teams, but this might be their best path to the Super Bowl, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I love that your shining moment was when Manning beat Rex Grossman. Boy, that's something to hang your hat on.
That's something to hang a banner on, actually. Yeah, you win a championship, it is a shining moment. Not that you would know anything about that since 1985. All right, so let's take a little break here. When we come back, we'll get our professional guys in the mix. Kenny Britt of KB Sports, David Stephanoff of Fall and Never Fade. We'll see what they think about the Hoosiers and the Hurricanes, and we'll let them pick any playoff game they want. That's coming up next. We are the Degenerates Next Door. Back on the Degenerates Next Door, and this is very exciting. Joining us now on the hotline, the next head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, Kenny Britt of KB Sports. My man, how are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Obviously, a lot of action in Pittsburgh this week. Everybody's asked me, did you expect it? Who's next? Blah, blah, blah. Not shocked. A little surprised that it happened so quick that, Mike Tomlin, 14 hours after the loss, walked in and said, I'm done. Sounds like to me he kind of knew that in advance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. This was his last dance regardless, but man, that was an ugly performance to go out on, though.
Bad. Really bad. Yeah, but who's next? There's not a lot to go on. They've never hired they've hired 2 coaches this decade or this century, actually. So the 2 coaches they've hired, Tomlin and Cowher, both young defensive coordinators that were under the radar. Nobody really had heard much about them. So who knows? A lot of people are talking about the Chargers defensive coordinator. So we'll see. I'm all about John Gruden, but that's not going to happen.
The Ravens have the opportunity to do the best troll move ever and hire Mike Tomlin, right? Like the Ravens have this opportunity to hire Mike Tomlin right now.
I don't know if you saw the interview with the Ravens owner. Somebody asked about that. He goes, "Boy, that would be funny, wouldn't it?" He actually thought that'd be pretty funny. The Ravens owner, yeah.
All right, so let's get down to it here. We're going to start with the College Football National Championship game. Indiana, 8.5-point favorite at Miami, even though there's going to be a crap ton of Hoosier fans in those stands.
Yeah.
8.5 is the number. Spread right around 47.5 total.
Broken record, Jason. I still can't believe this. They're just demolishing people. They beat Oregon by 30, and it really wasn't that close. It's just a miracle how good they are. I think this is just going to be one of those old school football games. I like Cristobal. He's a good coach at Miami. He's kind of cut from the same cloth as Cignetti. And I think both teams are going to get after each other pretty good. And I think that's going to be a low-scoring game. and I'm on the under 47.5 in this game.
Okay, so you and Rob so far both on the under. I'm on the Hoosiers.
Okay, now I'm changing my mind.
I'll take the Hoosiers minus 8.5. And I told Rob, I just think Indiana is so relentless for 4 quarters. I could see Miami having a lead early, maybe leading after 1. But if you're expecting to stop Mendoza for 4 full quarters, you better come with something special. And I don't know if anybody's got that in college football right now. The Hoosiers are capable of snapping their fingers and putting 20-plus up in the 4th quarter like that. So I feel like this is one of those 30 to 20 type of games where I'll take the Hoosiers to cover.
Yeah, I think it was Scott Van Pelt. I'm not sure. I can't remember who now, but I've only heard one person use this term. They're surgical.
Yes.
I mean, the throws that Mendoza is making, and just the whole team. They don't make penalties. They don't get stupid penalties. They do everything right. I've never seen a football team this disciplined, and surgical is the best word. They're surgical. There's no other way to describe this run they're on. It's just amazing. Just amazing.
All right, so now, Kenny of KB Sports, make sure you follow him, like him on Facebook. Pick any playoff game that you want. I told Rob, heading into this week, I like Buffalo, because I had every intention of him picking the Rams against his Bears, but that bum stole my bet. So we're both on Buffalo now, which now it makes me want to bet the money line on the Broncos, but I like Josh Allen in this spot. I'm taking the points. What game are you going to?
Well, I got some bad news for you.
Come on. Come on.
I'm with you guys, man. I think this is their year without Mahomes and Burrow and Lamar Jackson, and they're playing all the games on the road. I think that's a lot less pressure for these guys. They're supposed to win every year when they're playing home games, and now they're on the road and they're a little more carefree maybe. And I think this year's destiny for them. I think they're going to go to the Super Bowl out of the AFC, and I like them a lot this week. Interesting. DraftKings has them plus 1.5. Caesars and FanDuel has them minus 1.5. But so I'll take that 1.5 just in case. But I really like Buffalo a lot, Jason.
Yeah, I'm with you, and that's a very big difference in spread there. So if you shop around, find the best number. But yeah, I want the points. Now, I feel like it could be Buffalo money line, but if I'm getting one and a hook, I'll take it because I've been screwed by that hook many times in my life. I want it on my side this time.
Right, exactly. And in games like this, a lot of times, 24-23, 1.5 point doesn't sound like anything, but trust me, it is.
100%. Nobody ever wins by the hook. You only get beat by that little bastard. All right. Where can we find you? I know you've had some problems. You're fighting with Zuckerberg on Facebook right now. You've challenged him to a steel cage match, but we can still find you on Facebook, right?
That is right. Yeah, it's all out war with me and Mark right now. But, Facebook, KB Sports, I'd really appreciate some follows. Get on there, start liking my content. I'm hearing that's all it takes is just some time to build back up. I'm not sure what happened. But anyway, KB Sports, I give out free plays every day. Horse racing starts up this Saturday. Kentucky Dirt Prep races all the way until the Kentucky Derby. So I'll have stuff for that. And like I said, free plays. I'm really hot right now in college basketball. And let's go IU, Jason. Let's do it, baby.
You got it, my man. KB Sports on Facebook. Make sure you follow him and like him. My man, we'll do this next week.
All right, guys. Talk to you later.
All right, we go from one professional handicapper to another one, David Stephanoff. FollowNeverFade.com. Make sure you follow him on all of the social media platforms. He passes out free plays like it's candy at Halloween. David, how are you?
Thank you, Hammer, for having me. Ready for this national championship game and a big week of football.
So far on this program, you've got Rob and Kenny that are sitting on the under full game for the Hurricanes and Hoosiers. I'm on Indiana minus 8.5. What say you?
Just another game we can't bet with our heart. I think Kenny and Rob are definitely on the right way here on this under. I see Miami strong suits their defense. We know what the IU's defense is absolutely phenomenal. It's a tough game. I think Miami's getting overlooked a little bit, but I'm really tender. I'm going to lean towards the first half under in this game, Hammer. I just think a lot of nerves. Both teams coming out early, national championship game, especially IU. They're going to be really nervous. I just think it's going to be a low-scoring game regardless. And I think you look for some points in the second half, but I think I'm going to go with the first half under 24. This is a VIP play I gave out the day after the game was on Tuesday when the games were announced, when the lines were actually kind of settled. I like the first half under 24 points between the Hurricanes and the Hoosiers. It's going to be a tough game for IU, I believe.
All right, so now we move on to the NFL playoffs. And again, because people don't really see the behind the scenes of this show, we don't really tell each other what our picks are before we just start recording, right? So there's no coordinated effort to make sure everybody picks a different game. And I say that because Rob, myself, and Kenny are all on Buffalo catching 1.5 here, which gives me extreme fear that we should probably bet the money line on the Broncos right now, but better quarterbacks catching points, at least at a couple books. What game do you have? And please don't tell me it's Buffalo and Denver.
It's not Buffalo and Denver, but I know how you are, Hammer, when you stick to quarterbacks with points. I know you love that angle. All three of you guys on the Buffalo Bills, that's a scary, scary sign, I'm telling you.
It is.
Because, they do look like a live dog. Don't get me wrong. They got the best quarterback probably going on in right now. But I'm going to go the other side of the country, New England, Houston, Texans. I think last week, after watching the Texans do what the Patriots, what they did to the Pittsburgh Steelers, they're going to handle the Patriots without the points. I don't think I need the points this week. I really think, after listening to Will Anderson and the guys in the interview afterwards, when the announcers told them, hey, Mike Tomlin's been undefeated on Monday Night Football, them guys said, yeah, we put our pants on the same way as them guys do. They're not scared. This is the best defense you've seen in probably the last 20 years in football. I love the Texans. I'm telling the degenerates, we don't need the points here. Give us the Texans money line against the Patriots. C.J. Stroud's not going to have a horrible game like he did. He gave the ball 4 times in the first 3 quarters, and they still won that game easily. I'm all over the Texans to win the Super Bowl. I'm all over the Texans to win this game. We're on Texans money line all day long.
All right, so you don't need the stinking points. It's only a field goal, but you're throwing that out the window. Texans money line on the road. Hey, man, scared money don't make money. I love the guts there.
Thank you, Hammer. It's what we do. I appreciate you for having me, Hammer. Shout out to Kenny, KB Sports, the mayor of Brownsburg, Rob Kendall, and Hammer, who's leading the contest in the NFL. He's been hot in the NFL all season. Thank you for all you do. You guys can follow me everywhere, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. Right now, we're in the middle of college basketball. We're absolutely on an epic run in college basketball. But besides that, my favorite sport in the world, tennis. The U.S. Open starts Sunday night, people. Tennis is the easiest sport to bet in the whole world. Thank you again, Hammer. Good luck to everybody. Go Hoosiers, and don't forget to follow Never Fade.
All right, there you go. Those are our professional handicappers. Kenny Britt of KB Sports and David Stephanoff of followneverfade.com. Those are our picks. Those are our plays. Do with that information as you want. We will be back next Thursday. We will have more NFL playoff action for you. Each of us will pick 2 NFL playoff games next week. Until then, on behalf of Rob Kendall, Kenny Britt, and David Stephanoff, I'm Jason Hammer. Good luck, everybody. And as always, may the odds be ever in your favor.